Great.
Recording on both? Jesse, recording on both?
Yeah, we're recording.
We're good?
Anything you want to say at the start? Or do you want me to go?
No, just go. Yeah.
Awesome. Hello and welcome. My name is Zach. I'm a game designer here at Kingdom Death, and I'm going to run you folks through the Black Knight demo. Now, show of hands, who here has ever played Kingdom Death before? Awesome. You've never played? That's perfectly fine. This demo is designed to be comprehensible and fun for first-time players, as well as understandable and fun for people who've never played it before. Why? Because no one's ever played this before, because this is an unreleased expansion that I'm super jazzed we get to show off today. So brief overview, macro view of the game. Kingdom Death Monster is a 4-player cooperative game set in a nightmare horror universe. It's sort of a tabletop RPG hybrid. In Kingdom Death, you collectively control a settlement of survivors. Every year, you nominate the 4 bravest or most capable, or suicidal of all of you, and go down and hunt monsters that are bigger, better, faster, stronger, and smarter than you. Sound suicidal? Probably, but there are 4 of you and 1 of it. Oh, folks haven't been placed in their starting positions, but fortunately, I know exactly where all of you are supposed to go. You're gonna be there, and this person's gonna be there. So, this game is self-running, so I don't come in the box. I will be playing on the role of monster controller, but normally that's a role shared amongst the 4 players. You just rotate the role every round. Nobody has to sit out to run this game. Everybody gets to play it and run the monster at the same time. Also, if you look at your gear grids, and then you look at your miniatures, you're gonna notice all of the gear represented on your gear grid is exactly accurately represented on your miniature itself. Gear grid miniature, I might have said that backwards. Sorry for people at home. So that's the brief overview of Kingdom Death. Now let's zoom in about mid-level to where we are right now. You 4 survivors have just spent a long time climbing up the side of an inverted mountain. It's been steep climbing the entire way, and as you reach not the peak, but about halfway up, you see something you don't really have a word for: architecture. Your civilization is almost stuck in the Stone Age, but you, however, have just wandered into something far more advanced than you were prepared for. This dilapidated cathedral that's in ruins and seemingly abandoned. You climbed in when suddenly, with a massive crunch of its foot, the Black Knight appeared. This place isn't abandoned. It has a massive defender. You didn't understand what to do, so you simply engaged it in battle because it's trying to kill you. The showdown's been going on a little while, and we are going to be starting at the climax. You'll notice all of you have 3 bleeding tokens. If you take too much more damage, you'll die. That's correct, thank you. If you had started with a 4th one, you would have died right quick. So thank you very much. For those at home, these folks have 0 survival. Their lights and heavies are not filled in, so they can take a little bit of damage, but their armor points are completely depleted. That made no sense? Well, it'll make sense soon enough. The monster's also been damaged several times, and as you fought it, you've noticed, even though it has these massive muscles that could probably crush you into a pulp with a single hit, it doesn't seem to be using the full extent of its strength. It's almost playful, caring more to smash you through things rather than outright crush you. So we might get to see you get smashed through things. Spoilers! Anyway, climax of the showdown, it is now the survivor's turn. This is a nemesis encounter, so it's one of sort of our boss monsters. So you folks will go first. The way you play the game is on your act. You can go in whatever order you like. You have 1 movement and 1 activation. Movement lets you move up to 5 spaces in cardinal directions, not bishop directions. And activation will let you activate a piece of gear. You can tell from that little lightning bolt symbol, but it's probably, in this fight, it's just going to be your weapons. Justin actually is in range. You're the only survivor in range right now, so why don't we have you go first?
Sure.
You have the Finger of God, so you have 2 speed, hits on 5s or better. If you look at your weapons, the 3 numbers, top number is speed, how many dice you roll. Second number is your accuracy, what you need to roll or higher to hit. Third one's your strength. We'll get to that in a sec. So 2 speed, hits on 5s or better. Oh, I would avoid rolling on this, but thank you. It's all good. So that's a Lantern 10. Always good when you roll it, always bad when I, the monster controller, rolls it. You hit the monster twice, so we're going to draw 2 hit locations to find out where you've struck the monster. It's flared greaves and it's cloaked tailbone. You really reached around for that one. Let's go for the cloaked tailbone first. Actually, no. Let's make a normal wound attempt. So the way you make a wound attempt is that 3rd number, your strength. You're trying to beat the monster's toughness. Meet it or beat it. Toughness is 9. Your strength is 6, so you need to roll a 3 or better to wounds. And if you fail, bad things will happen. 5 plus 6 is 11. That's enough. So you're going to wound the monster. The way we do that is the monster has its artificial intelligence deck. It doubles as both its attacks and its life. Every time you wound the monster, it permanently loses one of its attacks and becomes more predictable, but potentially more deadly. Once you've fully exhausted the deck and its basic action, its desperation attack, you'll have killed the monster. Once the monster has killed each and every one of you, you'll have all died and you lose. Now you know what's at stake. Let's go for the second hit location. This is the monster's cloaked tailbone. It's extra weak, so you only need a 2 or better to wound. 7 is good enough, so we'll burn a wound. You now have movement. You can stand your ground or run away.
I just want to stand my ground.
I like your style. Next up, let's have you go with the Lion Beast guitars. You've got a movement of 5 and you have to be adjacent to the monster to attack.
So how much can I move?
5.
Okay. And just in one direction?
Nope, you can change directions, but you can't go diagonally.
Okay, okay.
1, 2, 3. Awesome, that's a fine spot. So, if you look at your weapon, you have 3 speed, hits on 7s or better. So that's 2 hits. So we're gonna draw 2 hit location cards. The Pleated Mail and the Ornate Cuirass. Let's start with the failure reaction. So we'll start on the Pleated Mail. Your weapon strength, it's modified, is 6. So you're gonna roll 1 die, and you need a 3 or better to wound the monster. Toughness of 9. 6 is good enough, so we'll burn a wound. And now the Ornate Cuirass, which is a wound reaction. So if you fail, it's not that terrible. Unfortunately, you're probably gonna succeed because you need a 3 or better. That is exactly enough to wound, but now we're gonna finally see a wound reaction. The monster is gonna full move towards you, whipping around, and it's gonna perform its signature attack, Keep Away. There's a lot of text on this card. Fortunately, I have all of it memorized. The monster is gonna pick you up with one of its massive hands and just heft you over its shoulder. And then it's gonna look around. Aha! It sees one of these statues and rushes over to it and spikes you into it like a football. Now, your entire life flashes before your eyes because your face is hurtling towards jagged stone. You realize, oh God, my teeth are first. My teeth are going to hit this. I'm going to lose my teeth and then my brain will explode out my face. Your face connects and the stone statue shatters and deforms. And then you realize, wait a minute, that wasn't stone at all. It's made of highly elastic resin. That's right, you smash right into it, and then in an instant, it reforms back into place and sends you flying off. You ricochet off this heavily bouncy statue. So you're actually gonna suffer knockback 8 this way. See that angled plinth? So you hit it this way, knockback 8. Knockback 1, you smash into your friend with the butcher's cleaver. He's gonna miss his act. 2, you smash right through this wall. 3, you smash right through this wall. Again, 4, 5, you smash right through a pillar. 6, 7, you smash right through this pillar. 8, you land there in a bloody heap. You've just smashed through 4 things, which means you're gonna be taking 1 damage to 4 hit locations. Remember how that monster has a hit location deck? You're tiny comparatively. You just get a d6. So roll these and we're gonna find out how badly damaged you are. So, 2 to the body. So you're gonna mark a light and a heavy in the body. 1 to the head, that's a heavy, your head is more delicate. And a light to the legs. That's no severe injuries, but if you take any more body or head damage, you'll be rolling on the dreaded severe injury table. In any case, you've successfully survived the monster's first counterattack. Congratulations! Now, the rest of the survivors can go. You've gone, you're gonna miss your act, and you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you were actually just in range because you have the Sky Harpoon. ER, you're basically a pirate. So you have reach 3 weapon, 2 speed, hits on 5s or better. So that's a 2 and a 4, that's a whole lot of nothing, but I admire your spirit. Now, it's finally time for the monster's turn. Just to give you a frame of reference, you've wounded the monster 4 times already. The monster has 1, 2, 3, 4 more wounds to go. So it's halfway to dead, and none of you are dead. This is amazing. Now let's see if it can kill one of you. The monster draws Bat Away, which will target the closest threat in range, which is you. Yep. So the monster, like the Kool-Aid man, Kool-Aid guy? Kool-Aid man. Kool-Aid man. This thing is big. Kool-Aid man. Smashes right through this pot and attacks you. Oh yeah. 2 speed, hits on 3s or better. That is 1 hit of 1 damage. We may have dropped the monster's damage numbers substantially so you could have a fighting chance, or so we could not have this demo be an hour long. So that's 1 to the legs. That's perfectly fine. You're just going to take a light there. However, it's also going to perform keep away. And we already saw it smash you into that, so it's going to find a different statue. Lifts you up, walks right over here, smashes right through this, and then spikes you into this. So you're going to suffer knockback 8. 1, 2, you smash right into one of these. The resin deforms and accelerates you and rebounds you off that way. So you're now suffering knockback 12. 3, 4, ouch, 5. You fell right off. Remember I said this was a showdown on the side of a mountain? We're gonna find out if you're still alive to try and grab onto the edge of the mountain before you die. So you're gonna take 1 damage from flying through this beautiful broken stained glass window.
Okay.
Buy it right now for $9.99, $99.99. So that's a light on the body.
Okay.
So you had knockback 12. This doesn't look good for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you had knockback 7 remaining. You have a whole lot of momentum. You just shot out of the sanctuary at about, like 30 miles an hour. So you're gonna get a -7 to your roll. We have a story event for this, which is triggered by the Cliffside Sanctuary card. What is the story event called? Scramble to Survive. Where is it? In my brain. So it goes like this. You've been ejected from the inverted mountain. Below you is cold air and a long fall. Roll 1d10 and subtract all remaining knockback. And if you roll a 1 or less, you're dead. With a -7, so all you need is a 9 or better. What are the odds? Who can calculate the odds of rolling a 9 or a 10 on a d10? It's impossible.
Nope.
1!
You didn't even try. Possibly be better.
With an impressive, you shoot out, scramble like a cartoon character, and then look up as the cathedral vanishes in the distance. In several minutes, you're going to hit the ground dead. Your gear is going to be fine in a bloody pulp, except all your fragile gear is shattered. I'm sorry, my friend, you're the first to die. Hopefully the last, but actually I kind of hope you all die. It's more fun that way. In any case, Death is not the end in Kingdom Death. It's part of the name. We've anticipated this. As I said previously, you control an entire settlement of survivors. So some new survivor has probably just scrambled over right now and been like, oh man, I hope I don't die that way, but I need to get that gear right now. Wipe the blood off your gear, maybe wash it a little bit, and then put it on themselves, and you have a new survivor next year, even if you all die. Hopefully you win, or die. It'll be fun either way. In any case, that was the monster's first attack. Only 1 person's dead. The survivor's turn is up. Everybody's gonna stand up because you got knocked down on the last survivor's turn. And let's see, one of you fine folks is in range to attack. You're a little far away.
2, 3, 4. I enough to get into the blind spot?
Yes, yes you do.
Well, let's get into that blind spot.
So you'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're right there. 2 speed hits on 4s or better because you're in the blind spot. That is a whole lot of nothing. All right, let's keep the party going. Sky Harpoon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We also have a blind spot benefit. So you hit on 4s or better. That is 2 hits, a perfect hit. You've hit the monster in the white-eyed pauldron and... Oh, you know what this is.
Yeah.
You've hit the monster right in its trap card. Every monster usually has 1 trap card lying in wait that is the monster's ultimate defense. It's a counterattack. When the monster has said, I'm not going to take this anymore, you're going to take it instead. Cancels your attack and prepares an incredibly powerful attack. This one is called Rough House. So the monster is going to whip around and attack you with a 2-speed attack. Hits on 3s or better for 2 damage each. If you get hit on the head, that's an auto severe. If you hit this, roll the same place twice, nope, you're good. That's a light and a heavy on both the body and arms. But also you suffer knockback 8 because you just got hit by a massive fist. So you go 1, 2, 3, this isn't so bad. 4, oh, why is there that glowing light there? Who knows? I know. 5, 6, ouch, pots. 7, you fall right off the side of the mountain with 1 knockback remaining. But let's first see where you took that damage. To your head. You break a tooth on a pot, but it's still not having you roll on the severe injury table. You have a remaining momentum of 1, so you're gonna roll that d10. Subtract 1 from the roll. 3 minus 1 is 2. If you had rolled any lower, you would have died. Say chowder. Chowder. All right, so at the last possible moment, you slam your arms back down on the inverted mountain. Climbing back up, and you're like, oh wow, my arms are like bloody and full of rubble right now. So you're going to take 1 arms damage, which is an arm severe. In trying to save yourself, you may have killed yourself. A 5 on the, oh, I remember what this one is. I believe it's no, it's ruptured muscle. You can't use your fighting arts for the rest of your life. Doesn't matter, we didn't give you any because we're mean. You gain your 4th bleeding token, 1 more and you're dead. But you've survived the monster's trap card. That almost always kills everybody. I'm slightly disappointed, but super enthralled. The last thing I need you to do is cut the hit location deck. Everybody, I want you to look at Sean. If the trap is drawn, blame Sean.
It happens every time at home, so it will happen.
Awesome. With that, we are still in the survivor's turn, and you can move up and attack.
I can go 5?
You can move 5. You can move up and try to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, 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 you're out of range. All right, it's the monster's turn. The monster draws its most powerful attack in this fight. Okay. The monster has drawn Fierce Clothesline. I promise you I shuffled this deck. The monster does a backflip and is gone, removed from the showdown board entirely. And it targets the farthest survivor from it. All of a sudden, right next to you, with a whoomph, you see the monster land right on top of that elastomer statue. The resin makes a screeching sound as an enormous amount of kinetic energy is transformed into potential energy, and with a single instant, all of it goes back to kinetic and the monster charges, arm outstretched. It smashes right through your body. It smashes through this pot. It lands right on the opposite side of this elastomer statue. In the final version of this game, this would be a 2D tile, so it wouldn't have the awkwardness of placing the monster effectively there. But doesn't this look cool? Anyway, you're going to be taking 3 damage to a single hit location because that arm is massive. This is an auto severe no matter what you do to your arms. So you're going to fill in the light and heavy box. But the remaining damage will be a severe arm injury. Roll high. 8. 8 is high. You have a spiral fracture. Your arm goes like this. You're going to gain a bleeding token. You're also going to have -2 strength tokens. I'm just going to remember that because there are tokens here, but I don't want to look through them. Now the monster is going to actually attack you. That's right, that was all just a preamble. Remember I said this attack was rough? I had fun working on this card. So the monster's going to attack you. It is 2 speed, hits on 3s or better. Of course they both hit. You're going to take 1 damage to 2 hit locations. To your head and arms. That is a severe injury for both of them. So we're going to have you roll both at the same time. You need to see 2 10s to survive. Black is your arms, white is your head. White is your head. It shatters your tooth. And you laugh at the monster. Unfortunately, you look down and you realize there's a fist in your side and your lung is collapsed. And your laughter spurts out blood as you gain your 5th and final bleeding token. I'm sorry, you too have died. It was a valiant fight. You almost survived the monster's ultimate attack. But that said, you're dead. Let's go on with our lives. It is the survivor's turn. You have an activate. You get to go. You stand up. Unfortunately, you've been so scattered, and the monster has been capitalizing this. You might not be able to reach, but you also can't reach. This is great. Yeah, the monster's here. If I were you, I would run away into this corner. Why? It would take too long to explain. Also, the monster draws Fierce Clothesline again. All this planning is moot.
I will certainly take your advice.
Run away? If I may quote the poet Zoidberg, whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah. Awesome. Who's our remaining survivor? You've been now walled in by your friends, so you really have nowhere to go. But, ooh, look at that cool light. If only there were a story event you could trigger by activating that in the full version of the showdown. What? There might be. Anyway, it is the monster's turn. The monster draws Chase Down. This is the card that punishes you for this exact behavior. Did I know it was on top of the deck? No. Did I hope it was in the wound stack? Yes. If the monster... Basically any other card but this in Fierce Clothesline, the monster would have just done its instinct and walked on over. But instead, Chase Down targets the farthest threat, which is you. And it says, and I'm quoting, "The monster has unlimited movement for this attack." So the monster goes, boom, smashes right through this, smashes right through this, smashes right through this, smashes right through this, kicks right off that because why not just have some flair in this? And now finally you're getting attacked. With a 2-speed attack, hits on 3s or better. That is, of course, it's 2 hits of 1 damage. To the body and the body. And both of them are severe injuries. So let's roll it up.
And I'm dead.
A 1 in the body, instant death. A bone fragment flies into your heart, killing you instantly. There's blood everywhere. It's super metal. It's messed up like it's from a Tarantino movie. I think we get the picture. You are dead. The monster then whips around and spikes your dead corpse into one of these elastomer statues because it was going to perform keep away anyway. I'm going to be nice, but there actually is a special rule which hopefully lasts to release where the monster does still cause knockback to corpses. So it spikes you into this and you go knockback 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, spike you into this. You're now suffering knockback 12, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Your corpse is there and then vanishes like we're playing a Final Fantasy game. Thank you so much for playing, but good news, you're up. You're in the blind spot, and all you need to do is win the monster 4 more times.
Well,
here we go. Just for the record, they did 4 wounds on the first turn and have done nothing since. 1 perfect hit to the monster's unarmored elbow. So roll a d10, 5 strength, toughness of 9, you need a 4 or better. That was going to be a 3 for a little bit, and then it fell over. So you're going to wound the monster. I'm going to shuffle the AI discard into the deck, burn one of these cards at random, hope it's Fierce Clothesline, or hope it's not Fierce Clothesline if I want you to die. And then there's a reflex. Turn to face the attacker, waboom, and move 3 spaces forward. Crunch, 2, 3. So you're going to miss the rest of your act. Fortunately, you're done anyway. So the monster's going to draw an AI card. It's chased down. Target's farthest threat. Nobody is the farthest threat. Farthest survivor. Monster turns around. Monster attacks you because it still cares about survivor. If I weren't on camera, I'd be tempted to cheat, but I'm on camera, and future people in 2 years from now will be like, that's not how that card works. And I'll be like, the card isn't 2, 3 plus 1. It's way higher in the full version. This is a Node 3 Nemesis. Sorry if that makes no sense to you. This is a hard boss. 2, 3, 1. Of course I hit twice. Roll that, 1 damage to 2 hit locations, to your waist and your arms. You've been fairly fresh on damage, you're pretty good. So the monster's gonna pick you up, it's gonna book it to the closest elastomer statue. 1, 2, 3, smashes you into this. Fortunately, we just saw exactly the same thing happen to your friend's corpse. It cleared the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boing, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're there. The monster's turn is over. You're going to stand up. You're way too far away from the monster. If this card is Fierce Clothesline, you're dead. If this card is not Fierce Clothesline, the monster will just fail to attack you at all.
Well, let's find out.
Want to stand your ground? I would stay where you are.
Stand my ground.
It is not Fierce Clothesline.
Wow.
The monster goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fails to reach you whatsoever with its instinct Seek Out. Now you're up. All you need to do is 3 more wounds. Unfortunately, you have a speed of 2.
Yeah. But hey.
1, 2, 3.
I'm game.
Awesome. 2 speed. I threw that die. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
Here you go. Hits on 5s or better. That is 1 hit to the cloaked tailbone. This is the death blow hit location. You need 5, 7. You need a 2 better to wound. If you roll a 1, I'd be disappointed. There is no critical wound stop, but you do wound the monster. If I... Congratulations, I forgot to tell you, you have a survival. You have access to something called Surge. Would you like to do that? You spend 1 survival and you attack a 2nd time. If you hit twice and wound twice, you win. Otherwise, you're gonna die. I tried to help and I failed. This is not the trap. This is the least waste. It is safe. Roll that d10. You need a 4 or better. That is a wound. The monster is down to its basic action card. The survivor's turn is over. The monster goes. I continue accelerating the rate of my speech. 2 speed hits on 3s or better. 2 hits. Of course I hit twice. Body, body. That is a light and a heavy. You're fine. The monster's like, where's the closest elastomer statue? Oh, it's right over there. It's gonna go this. Boing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, boing, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You're still standing because you hit nothing. It is the survivor's turn. If I were you, I would stay where you are because otherwise you're gonna be in range. Yeah. You do nothing. That is smart. Monster's turn. Basic action. Performs its instinct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All you need to do is 1 more wound. 1 more wound. Would you like me to move you?
Yes, please.
Here you go. 2 speed, hits on 5s or better. We need 1 more wound. Reroll that, that's chipped. That is 1 hit to the, not the trap card, Unkempt Wayne. Wound, wounds on 4 or better. No! Monster turn, monster whips around, 2 speed, hits on 3s or better. Of course I hit once.
All right.
Take that.
Not dead yet.
Not dead yet. 1 to your waist. That's not a severe. The monster's like, where's the closest Elastomers statue? It's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Boing. 1, 2. Ouch, that was a column. 4, 5. I fell off the side of a mountain. Roll a die for this. Roll this die. I want to know what happens. It keeps going off the table. It's to your feet. There you go. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have a momentum of 3. Roll a d10 on scramble to survive. 9 minus 3 is 6. You climb back up. You don't take any damage. You're good to go. 1. What?
No damage to the arms?
No, you rolled too high. That's for a 2 through 5. You rolled a 6. You're up. You're up. You want to attack?
Yes.
I'm running out of breath. Actually, I'm good. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 speed.
Please.
I gave you an extra die because you had one in your hand. He was hiding it. He wanted 3 speed, but I didn't give it. 2 hits. Black-eyed pauldron. And it's not the trap. Let's go for the black-eyed pauldron. There's extra toughness here. So that is it. With a sad sound, the monster's armor squeals and it falls. You have killed the Black Knight! You're gonna carve this monster up for resources. You're gonna bring those resources back to your settlement. You could use those resources to build new armor sets. New armor sets? Don't monsters normally give 1? Yes, but we promise multiple ones. But this is a nemesis monster. Boss monsters don't do that. Well, this one does. Hopefully you had some fun. This was the showdown phase. This is one of 3 phases you're gonna see every year of a campaign of Kingdom Death. After this is the settlement phase where you take those resources back, cart them off, wipe the blood off all your friends' dead gear, and then all of you would gain new survivors, except for this one hero who could bring back that one triumphant survivor who basically got incredibly lucky to survive. Anyway, you'd have that settlement phase, you'd build new stuff. You would then select 4 survivors, go out on a hunt, and then you would have a showdown with this monster, one of any others. Anyway, I hope that was fun. I had a blast with you. Thank you for letting us show off this unreleased content, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Zach. Good job. That was
Woo!
good.
Thank you.